Why is energy so important when you're working on raising your vibration or ascension or communicating with spirits? Your energy plays a huge role in things, but why? And how does that work? And how do we work with our energy? Stay tuned to this episode. I'm going to share quite a bit of information about your energy and why it's important to understand what is in your energy when you're on a spiritual ascension path. Welcome to the Soul Alignment Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Angie, and I'm inviting you to explore the depths of self-sabotage, limiting mindsets, and the beliefs that hinder our progress in life. Through intuitive messages I receive from my spirit team, I share profound insights to help you live authentically and break free from these limitations. Join me now as we uncover all the keys to living your best life. Welcome back. My name is Angie, and I'm your Soul Alignment Mentor, bringing you intuitive messages to help you align with your most authentic and highest self. So I have been working with energy for many years. I am a Reiki master, a sound healer, meditation and mindfulness coach, and I also am certified as a QHHT practitioner, which is a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. So I do past life regression as well as subconscious communication. So during hypnosis, I would talk to your higher self. I am offering readings and sessions online if you would like to reach out to me and connect with me regarding anything that I discuss in this episode with your energy or clearing out energy or understanding what is in your energy. And I'm also currently offering $400 off my 7-week energy course. So I teach you all about all of this personally for yourself in the 7 weeks to help get to the actual causes of what is going on in your energy field. Sometimes we can hear about these things, but they're so very personal to us each and what we have in our energy. So if you've not heard of the 7 chakras, I'm going to be talking a little bit about those energy fields that we call chakras in our body. We have 7 what we might call main chakras here where I am in the Western world. But we actually have 114 energy fields altogether. And these energy fields are located all over our body, and some of them even outside of our body in our aura field. And when our energy is impacted inward and outward, it impacts not just what we feel. It impacts our thoughts, it impacts our vibration, it impacts our interactions with other people, it impacts how we are able to attract things into our lives or not attract things into our lives. And it even impacts the ability to ascend into a higher consciousness. When I'm working with my clients on learning how to raise their vibration and connect with their spiritual gifts, connect with spirit guides, one of the first things I always teach is how to work with your lower chakras. So for you to understand what those chakras are, I want you to think about your body. And some of these you may already know. For those that don't know, I will explain this. So think about your body and if you're sitting down, the base of your spine, where you're sitting, is where your first location of a chakra is. It's called the root chakra. This root chakra is connected to the foundation of who we are. Then you move a little bit above that and you will find your sacral chakra. This is underneath your belly button in that lower part of your stomach area and your lower back. This sacral chakra is very connected to our identity as well as the root chakra, but also to our creativity. And it plays a huge role in how we connect with that higher consciousness. Moving into the next chakra, which would be your middle stomach. This is the solar plexus. This is the chakra that holds our confidence. This is where you might find energies that could keep you from taking steps forward in your life, or doing or taking a step forward if it is not blocked. Moving above that one, you're going to come to your heart chakra, which of course is in your chest area. Your heart chakra is a very important chakra. It is the connection between the lower chakras and the higher chakras. Your heart chakra is connected to love, of course, which love is connected to your true, most authentic self, your higher self. So your true self is a frequency of love. When your heart chakra is open, you're able to better hear your intuition and understand who you are on a spiritual level. Moving up into your next chakra is your throat. Of course, it is in your throat area. And this is where you're able to speak out and speak your truth, to be yourself in a world that a lot of us have been repressed from being able to share our truth or speak things out. Moving up to the next chakra, in between your eyes and your forehead, is your third eye. And this is where a lot of people will focus in the spiritual realm about wanting to open their third eye, work with the third eye, thinking the third eye is going to give them visions or ability to see into the spiritual realm, all those things. And these are somewhat accurate, yes, but they're much different than what society might be explaining it as. And I'll go into that just a little bit in this episode. And then moving to your next chakra, which is right above your head, on the crown of your head, is your crown chakra. This chakra connects you with higher consciousness. It is another link into your higher self. When your crown chakra is open and clear, you might have very clear abilities to communicate with your spirit team or angels or ancestors or whatever it might be that you're communicating with, that could be in a higher frequency or a higher dimension than yourself. So the reason I am so very intrigued and I feel that the energy field is so important is because it plays a role in every part of our lives, not just spiritually. It plays a part in how we show up in the world, how you show up in your job, how you show up with money, in your friendships, in your relationships, how you feel about yourself, about beliefs that you have. Everything is impacted by your energy. And the way that I have come to understand working with your energy is just like when you have a block in a flow of water, that water is not able to move in a easy way through this block. And so when you have what we would consider to be a block in a chakra, that flow of energy struggles to get through in your body to keep you feeling your best and also aligned with your highest self, which then also increases your frequency. And so as you are developing through your lives, there are different stages that you will go through where each chakra will start to develop a little bit more. And particularly, I will focus a lot on your root chakra and explaining this because I believe the root chakra is one of the most important chakras that we have, as well as this. They all are important, but if your root chakra is not open and balanced and clear, then it will impact every single other chakra that you have, all the energy filled within who you are. Your root chakra is developed between the time you were born, actually before you were born, when you're in a mother's womb, until about age six or seven. And if you think about things that happen between the time you're born until about 7 years old, that's when a child is really starting to, there's a lot of development in that time. It's a very quick development if you really think about how much we do in that time period. Within the first 6 years of our lives, we're learning to talk, we're learning to walk, we're learning how to engage with people, we're learning how to eat food. We're learning all kinds of things, and some of the children will even start going to school at that young age. So there's so much that happens in those very first 7 years of our lives that if there is a faulty foundation of any kind during that, it will impact us in some way. Now, our root chakra is developing in those first 7 years of our lives. And our root chakra is our foundation. It is the stable ground on which we build our energy. And if we don't have a stable ground, then it will impact all the other energy fields as we continue to evolve and grow through our lives. If you have a situation where you were born into a home where you were not able to express yourself in a young age, you were repressed in your voice, you were not taken care of the way that you should have. If you think about it, a child before the age of 6 does not know how to survive. And so they are relying on the adults around them to keep them alive, to feed them, to bathe them, to change them, to do everything for them. And this is so important for a child's development, that if that child does not have the proper care and needs met in those first years of its life, it will be impacting the rest of your life. Now, this is basic psychology. This is basic mental health understanding. So you can look at it from any perspective in the world, and like even going to the hierarchy of needs. So understanding that basic needs needing to be met in order for us to evolve, we have a lot of things that are happening in those first years of our life that are developing who we are, our identity, our beliefs, the way that we connect with the world around us, and even how we connect with ourselves. And so one of the things that that just comes into mind sometimes when I think about the root chakra is, like, if you've heard of the story of the three little pigs. So the three little pigs are being chased by a wolf, and they run into their first home, and it's, I think it's built by sticks or sand. I can't remember all the details of the story, but each home is not built on a sturdy foundation, or it's not built in a way that can withstand the huffing and puffing of the wolf. And by the time they get to the last one, they're in this brick home, and that home is able to handle the huffing and puffing. Now, that's the same thing that happens in our lives. If that foundation of who we are is built in a energy that is not sustainable or strong, then the huffing and puffing of the events that happen in our life are going to impact us even deeper. And so without having that strong foundation of our root, we will likely struggle in all of the other areas of our lives as well. So when I work with my clients, I always take them back to the root chakra. I always go back into childhood, and I will do inner child healing with them. I will take them back into what we would call time to work with that inner child. And what's really amazing about this process is, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, time does not exist. Time is not something that we have in lower dimensions because it's such a dense energy. It's a slow energy here. And so we have time to keep track of that energy that we're in. Once you move into a higher dimensional energy, once you're moving into the 40, 5D, 60, 70, you get into those realms, and time does not exist. It just simply is. Everything it just is in those dimensions. And so we have this dense energy that creates time here. And as we're in this dense energy of time, we have a lot of things that happen that can impact us. And so without having the ability to have that foundation safe and secure within the root, those things can knock us off our path. They can take us off track. They can make us feel unworthy or shame or guilt or grief, all these things that might come with that lower dimensional energy. So with time not existing, when you go back and do an inner child healing with your root chakra, that part of your energy is still feeling and impacting that as if it is happening in the current moment. Even though you might be older, you might be in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever that might be, that little 5-year-old part of you is still experiencing that same event that happened in your life and impacting you even in your older age. That is why when you get into a similar situation as what happened, maybe when you were 5, even if you don't remember what happened, you're going to react in the same way, even as an adult. That's what a trigger is. We get triggered into behaviors to protect ourselves. But we sometimes don't realize that that trigger that we have is because something happened clear back before we were even age 5. So for us to understand that trigger, sometimes we have to move back into those younger ages, work with that age, and be with that little child of who you were and what was going on at that time. When you're able to clear that energy out, work with that energy, heal it, you can start to build a stronger foundation so that when you're in this state of where you are now, in the timeline you are in now, those things do not impact you as much because in that timeline, it has been cleared out. So this is why our energy is so, so, so important for us to evolve into a higher consciousness. And some people want to jump into working with the upper chakras, to working with the third eye and the crown without having that strong foundation and clearing out all of those old traumas, the old beliefs, whatever they might be. If you were raised in religion, then you have beliefs based on your religious upbringing that might be impacting your ability to connect with spirit, which can cause you to go back into that same pattern and think, well, spirituality is no different than religion because you're still trying to do things out of a legalistic way, thinking that you have to perform or be good enough or heal to a certain amount to have worth or abilities. But your abilities are there no matter what. Your abilities were there always. They just had been blocked by the energy that has been in your energy field based on what has been happening in your life prior. So if you are attempting to open up your crown chakra, your third eye, to work with higher consciousness, hear from your guides, all these things, and you have not dealt with what is going on in your root chakra, that will impact how you raise in your vibration to connect with higher consciousness. And a lot of people become frustrated because they think, well, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't do that. I don't have that gift. That's not an ability that I have. But I truly do believe that everybody has the ability to connect with spirit, whether that's your loved one or your spirit guides. Now, there are some people that might connect in different ways. They might have interactions with different dimensions. They might have interactions with some of the other higher dimensional beings, but that doesn't make them any more important or special than anybody else. It's just a tool and a skill that they have developed into, but they also have evolved into that process at some point, whether it's in this lifetime or a past lifetime. So they've come into that connection because of the energy that they're in, because everything is a vibration, everything is an energy. So being able to understand what you have in your energy field that might be causing your flow from being fluid and easy and open will always be impacting the way you show up in the world, no matter what that might be. And so I share this because a lot of people want to start working on raising their vibration. They want to understand how to enhance their spiritual gifts. There's a lot of people that are feeling the call to step into new things in their lives or be impactful to the people around them, to help other people to heal. But the truth is until you have healed yourself, then your impact is based out of the same pain and lower dimension frequencies that you have held in your body. And so that impact will be placed out on other people, because you are the vibration that you send out into the world. And then that is how you impact the things around you. And that's how they also are attracted to you. So if you feel as if there is something in your life that just keeps controlling you, or you can't get through, or it could be a mindset thing, it could be something, a repeated pattern you see in relationships, it could be a continued struggle with finances, it could be just as simple as not feeling confident, not feeling good enough. What you need to do is take a moment and go inward and see what is going on with me. What is going on in my heart? What is going on in my energy field? Is this something connected to my root chakra? Is this connected to my sacral chakra or my solar plexus? Is this something that I have been taught to believe about myself, and this is why I don't feel confident. This is why I don't feel like I can do this. This is why I keep getting into this same pattern with different people, just the same situation and scenario over and over. And by understanding those patterns, seeing those patterns, understanding the energy that created those patterns, you can begin to clear those out, take those blocks out of your chakras, and begin to flow more easily. Now, as you are clearing this stuff out, your vibration automatically starts to shift and change. You automatically start to feel different. You present yourself different. This is why you may not see your progress or the healing that you are going through until years down the road, and you look back and be like, wow, I am a completely different person than I was 2 years ago. And that's because this process is very subtle, and it can be a very quick, and it can happen in a way that you will notice. But if you think about a river that is flowing naturally, what we're trying to get to is that natural flow. And so that is not through force. That is not through control. That is through allowing and moving through and becoming more and more still, not just still in your mind, but still in your body, calming the nervous system, calming down the energy so that it can just naturally flow the way it was always meant to flow. But what we try to do is try to force our way through things. We try to control things. We try to make things change. And that has never worked. So the quickest way to begin this process is to go inward and begin to be still. And my understanding and the way I've been able to do this is through meditation. And I hear this all the time from clients that come to me, whether they're coming for just a reading or coming to do one-on-one healing work with me, is I can't meditate. I can't sit in silence. My mind won't shut down. Like, all these excuses come up. And here's what I always will say is, your mind is not supposed to stop. You have a mind that is meant to think. If you're not thinking, then you're not alive. But everybody can calm the mind. Everybody can quiet the mind. And I asked just the other day, I was doing a mediumship reading for a woman, and she said, I can't calm my mind. I can't quiet my mind. I can't do this. And I asked her, I said, do you ever fall asleep at night? Have you ever fell asleep at night? And she's like, well, yeah. And so I explained to her, I go, what do you think happens in order for you to fall asleep? Your mind has to stop. You have to clear your mind, become still for your body to relax, to go to sleep. And so if everybody can sleep, then everybody can clear their mind. Everybody can calm their mind. But in a meditative state, you're not going to sleep. So basically what meditation is training your mind to be in this state of stillness. And your mind may not ever get to the point where it is completely quiet. I've been meditating for years, and I still have many meditations where my mind is wandering. My mind is going all kinds of different directions and places. But what I've come to understand is I have to be still enough to push through those moments to get to the stillness. And what I've come to understand also is our mind does not like to calm down because our mind is meant to protect us because it is connected to our ego. And our ego is a positive part of our humanity and it is here to protect us. So it is going to protect us from something that feels foreign or unfamiliar, and it is not used to stillness. It is not used to being quiet because it's not supposed to. So I always encourage people, if you can't do meditation, start with 1 minute, start with 2 minutes. And I guarantee you those 1 to 2 minutes are going to feel like 10 minutes if you're just starting. And so you just keep going. Use a timer so that you're not constantly wanting to check the clock. So you know, okay, the timer has not gone off. It's not been 2 minutes yet. Then move to 5 minutes, then move to 8 minutes, then move to 10 minutes, move to 12 minutes, move to 15, whatever it is that you're working towards. What will happen is eventually your mind will stop fighting against you as much, and your body and your nervous system and your energy will start to shift and change. And you'll notice the vibration of who you are will begin to shift. People that can sit in meditation for a while might start to feel their energy moving in their body even. You might start to feel a vibration in your body. I know that when several years ago, I think this was when I was, before I was even trained in Reiki and understanding energy, I would meditate or I'd lay on a bed or I'd feel something and I'd feel my whole body starting to vibrate. And I didn't understand what that was at the time, but now I understand that that was my energy vibrating and I could feel it. We can get to know our energy. We can feel our energy. We can feel the flow of our energy. We can also feel when there's a block. So that's why this stillness and this meditation is so important, to understand when we're in a block, when we're flowing correctly. And as you keep working through this, when you're able to get to about 10 to 12 minutes of meditation, you will notice that your mind shifts right around that time period, around that 10 to 12 minute mark, where it starts to give up, where it starts to calm down a little bit. And this is basically developing the muscle of connecting with your intuition, of raising your vibration, of working with your energy field. But it takes time, just like anything else that you're learning to do, it takes time. You can't go out and run a mile the first time you run. You've got to start with around the block. And that's what you're doing with meditation. That's what you're doing with your energy. That's why we must be more still in order for this process to take place. And the more you change your energy, the more you raise your vibration, the less and less you are impacted by negative things. The less and less you start to feel dark energy around you. The less and less you notice dark things around you or negative things. And if you are around them, they won't impact you as greatly, but you will notice that I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want to engage in that gossip. I don't want to engage in going to that place that I used to go to where I would drink or party. I don't want to talk about things that are going to lower my vibration. You'll start to notice and pay attention to the way you react and act in the world. And each time you notice that, you're raising your vibration just a little bit more. So again, your energy is very important. It's very important also to be very kind to yourself as you go through the process of changing your energy. Again, if that is something that you would like help with, I am offering one-on-one work for 7 weeks where I will take you from the root to the crown and help you work through all of those chakras. The one-on-one work is very personal and intimate process between you and I over Zoom, and there's no way you will not change your life within that time period if you do the work that I teach you to do. I'm offering $400 off, so reach out to me before the month of July is over so that you can get in on that special. Again, I wish you all the best day, night, evening, whatever it is for you. I send you all the universal love. Namaste.